I've been into airplanes and flying as long as I can remember. When I was a little kid, we had a set of World Book encyclopedias. They took up an entire shelf. There's 26 letters in the alphabet. I don't think there's 26 World Books because I think there's a couple of letters that are combined. But, there's like 24 volumes of the World Book Encyclopedia. You could find anything you wanted to know. But when I was a kid, the A was worn out, but really just in one spot. And it was the spot where the airplanes were. I really loved dogs too, so the D volume had its share of wear too. But the A for airplanes, I memorized everything about airplanes that I could find. I got books from the library, and the World Book Encyclopedia. I knew all of the airplanes that were in there pictured. I knew their manufacturers, their specs, everything. But one thing that I could really never figure out was the concept of lift. I remember asking my dad on a number of occasions to explain to me how air going over a wing could lift an airplane that weighs 420 tons. I remember when the Lockheed C5 Galaxy was rolled out. I was kind of a little kid, and it was a huge deal because this airplane was longer than a football field and weighed about 420 tons. And the question came up, how does air lift this enormous airplane? My dad tried to explain to me, well, it's because of the shape of the wing. And when the air passes over the top of the wing, it has to go faster than the air that's under the bottom of the wing. That just makes no sense to me, especially as a little kid. It's air. So maybe the air under the wing is more dense than the air on top? What difference does it make? Even though it's been explained to me a number of times, I've studied it, I've had it explained to me, I've even explained it to other people in terms that somehow just didn't quite satisfy my need to understand. Now I'm going to tell you a story that suddenly flipped that switch for me. The switch flipped and I suddenly understood. And here's the story. There's a guy I know who bought an armoire for his wife that she wanted. It was a surprise gift. He put it in the back of a pickup truck to drive it home and put it together, surprise her. Actually, it was already assembled. It was just in the box. Of course, this guy didn't put any tie downs or anything over it. What was the need? He was just going to drive it home, and where was he going? It was just on the freeway. Well, he was in a hurry. Might have exceeded the speed limit a little bit. Now, the number 74 is significant in this story. 74 miles per hour. Apparently, this is when the air passing over the cab of the truck and then passing over that box creates a low pressure zone, low pressure air, such that the box lifted out of the bed of the truck and was then deposited onto the freeway behind the truck. Now, the bed of the truck acted as a floor or a support, but the point is the air passing over the box was at such a low pressure that it literally pulled that box up and out of the bed of that truck and dumped it on the freeway. Suddenly, the concept of lift made sense to me. Now, that's just amazing still to me that the air flowing over the wing creates a low pressure which pulls the wing up and thereby lifts an incredibly heavy airplane into the sky, and we have flight. That's my story. 74 is the magic number when a heavy box full of wooden furniture suddenly can be drawn out of the bed of the truck. I don't know, that's... So, lessons learned from this story are... Well, let's see, I wrote down some lessons. Number 1, use tie-down straps when hauling a gift home for your wife. Number 2, the main lesson for me was how low pressure can pull the airplane up. And the other, number 3 lesson is there are some awesome pictures of airplanes on the interwebs. All right, thanks for listening. Wondered what's on Paul's mind today? Well, that's what's on Paul's mind today.